Today, I'm doing a behind the scenes peek at my personal workspace and studio. You're gonna see how I set up my desk for Zoom calls, webinars, and also for filming YouTube videos and podcasts. Plus, I'm gonna leave a full tech list in the description if you like anything that I have and you wanna buy it for yourself. As a coach, my space has to do a lot for me. Now, in the span of one day, I might be delivering an online training to hundreds of people, or writing the chapter in a book, or being interviewed by a journalist. So it has to be a place where I can go get deep work done, but also where I can easily show up well on camera. So let's talk about the office itself. Now, this apartment didn't have an office and I didn't want to take over a precious bedroom for an office. So I took an area of my apartment that was a little oddly laid out. We never really used it much because of that. And I installed conference room glass to close it in and create a combination office and studio. Now, it only ended up costing a couple $1,000 in materials and labor, but the result has been outstanding. I love it, my family loves it, and I'll bet it's gonna increase the value of this apartment. So the first feature of my studio office are these tinted windows behind me. Now, I really wanted to give my clients a view of Medellin outside of my window when they're on a call. It's great to look at, and it's a real change of pace from just staring at another bookshelf in a home office. It's a big move though. It requires a little extra thought, a little extra work and compensation. So for example, in order for me to look okay on the camera, the windows have to be tinted. Otherwise they're just gonna be too bright. So I've applied a dark tinting film to the windows to block some of the light so I can shoot in front of them. Now, since I'm gonna replace these windows soon, I just ordered tinting off Amazon and installed it myself. But when I replace these windows with soundproof windows, I'm gonna hire a pro to do the tinting at that time. Now let's stay on the topic of lighting because that's such a cheap thing that makes a huge difference. Now I already did a video on which lights I use and how to set up your lights, and I'll link that below. And just search YouTube if you want to go down that deep rabbit hole. But since my camera is facing towards the windows, I really need to have bright lights on me to balance the light coming in from behind me. So I've got multiple sources of light, all adjustable so I can get the light levels just right to where they need to be. Now, here's where things get a little tricky. You're gonna wanna use LED lights to minimize the heat buildup in the room. Otherwise, with 4 lights going, things can get really hot here in less than an hour. And then I have to open the door, which defeats the whole point of having a soundproof room. Now, a fan helps, and maybe you have air conditioning, so you don't care, but I don't. So I need to keep with LED lights to keep things cool here. And it's just a smart move regardless. I think the LED is a better quality light. Pro tip, if I could do it again, I'd pay extra for the lights that have a remote control so I could just sit here and adjust them without getting up. You know, the lights constantly need to be adjusted just depending on the time of day or the cloud cover behind me, and it is so annoying to have to get up all the time. I'd like to be able to just adjust them without getting up. Anyway, I just leave these lights set up permanently so it's easy to move them around and just get the lighting I need. I know it's not pretty, but nobody sees behind the camera, so who really cares? I'll invest in a fancy lighting rack and system one day, but it's really the least of my problems right now. Now, I mentioned getting too hot. Let's talk about that because sweating on camera can leave a really bad impression. I have 2 little desk fans, but I find that putting the fan on the desk, or at least at mic level, just creates a lot of white noise. So I put one of them underneath the desk facing at me at a 45-degree angle. Now, that's a double win because it keeps me cooler and it picks up less noise. The next feature is this desk itself. It's an adjustable standing desk which can go up and down as needed. Super convenient to be able to adjust depending on what I'm doing. So for YouTube videos, I like it to be higher, so I just use an adjustable stool to put myself higher. And then when the camera isn't on, I typically sit lower in a comfy chair to just do my daily work. And of course, I have a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard to help maintain that proper posture as I work. I love my Boyata laptop stand where I put my laptop and iPod. They're just amazing. They're fully adjustable, they're really sturdy. I just love them. Speaking of iPad, I just bought an iPad to use as a second screen, and I just connect it with my computer using Apple's built-in Sidecar app. It works perfect, and we got a nifty little iPad that we can also use for a teleprompter. Speaking of the teleprompter, we bought the Glide Gear TMP 750 teleprompter, and we wondered why we hadn't bought it earlier. We just use it for course videos and YouTube videos, and the time savings and the quality increase has just been mind-blowing. So the iPad, again, running Sidecar, serves as our teleprompter, and we record the video with a Sony camera that has a longer lens to make everything look a little bit more professional. Technically, this whole setup is collapsible and portable, but I like having it up all the time so we just don't waste time putting it up and taking it back down. So that covers video recordings. Let's talk about Zoom calls and live trainings. Now, I use this Logitech C920 HD webcam that shoots in HD. It is amazing how much crisper and clearer the video is without taking up any extra bandwidth. And when paired with good lighting and a sexy background, I am always getting great comments about my Zoom setup.
So this is what it would look like if I was recording with my built-in camera.
And this is what it looks like on Zoom with my Logitech HD cam plugged in.
And of course, this is what it looks like with my teleprompter and Sony camera. Theoretically, I could record Zoom calls with this Sony camera and teleprompter setup, but I just haven't bothered figuring out yet. It's on my list of things to do. Let's talk about sound. Sound is super important and I'm obsessed with good sound, but I like to keep things easy too. That's why I love my Motive Shure USB mic. It's a super powerful USB mic, it's easy to use, and it has great sound quality. Best of all, it works with my computer and my iPhone, which is crucial because I do a lot of Facebook Lives. Now, I modified the mic by placing it up on an adjustable stand and buying a globe-shaped pop filter so I can get the mic just at that right level and cut out those plosive sounds. Now, on the software side, I also use Crisp noise cancellation. That's Crisp with a K. I use it on every single live call. That's it, folks, all the elements that make up my studio office. Now notice what's not here. No drawers, no filing cabinets, no clutter. This keeps my mind clear, keeps my space free from distractions. Every file I need is organized on Google Drive. Every task I need to do is in my Asana workspace. That means I can just unplug this laptop and go anywhere and still have everything with me. So let me ask you, what is your current Zoom and recording setup? What's your favorite workspace? What's your favorite tools and technology? Tell me in the comments. And gang, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, if we earned it, give it a thumbs up. And if you're obsessed with human potential and living your best life like we are, consider subscribing to our channel and join us on this journey to lifestyle freedom. I'll see you in the next video.